Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul, your Sunday morning chat for people on the sunny side of 60. And this is April 19, 2026. Today we are going to talk about good part-time jobs for retired seniors. Well, if you're retired and you just want to pick up a little extra money, or you're just looking for something to do during your free hours, looking for a part-time job might be just the thing for you. I know something that I've done is I've looked online for suggestions on part-time jobs to see if there's anything other than what I'm already doing out there. One thing I've come across, though, that I don't really like is these websites that tell you how to do surveys for points, and then you can get cash and, stuff like that. The problem is you have to put in so many hours online to get enough points to actually make a few bucks. It's not unusual to spend several hours just doing these surveys and whatever else they send your way, several hours just for like 20 bucks or something like that. There's better ideas out there. So I came up with a list of good part-time jobs for retired seniors, and I'm going to go through the list right now. After that, I'll tell you what I am doing myself. So going through this job list, we start with easy, low-stress jobs. You can work in retail at a grocery store, hardware store, gift shop, for example. Those are often flexible hours, and you get your social interaction. You can be a greeter or receptionist at some of these stores, offices, gyms, community centers. You could be a library assistant, a museum or event usher, or a school crossing guard. You get to chat with some of the kids while you're waiting for the light to change and keeping them safe. A golf course starter or clubhouse. These types of jobs are popular because they're part-time, social, and not overly demanding. Then there are flexible work when you want type jobs. You can be an Uber or Lyft driver, a food or package delivery driver, dog walking, pet sitting in general, house sitting. You can be a tour guide. Many retirees like gig work because you can choose your hours and stay active. Work from home jobs that would include customer service. You might be on the phone or online a lot. Bookkeeping, freelance writing, online tutoring, selling items on eBay or Etsy. Remote jobs are becoming more common and are good if you don't want to commute. Jobs using your own experience, such as consulting, teaching a class, such as music, crafts, woodworking, or whatever your expertise has always been. Coaching youth sports, mentoring. You could be a substitute teacher. Many retirees do earn good money using skills they already have. One simple tip about all of this is the best retirement job is one that is flexible, low stress, social if you like people, and something you enjoy. I think that's key. Many retirees do work part-time not just for money, but to stay active, social, and have a good sense of purpose. Places that often hire seniors include Walmart, Home Depot or Lowe's, local schools, libraries, hospitals such as the front desk, churches, community centers, and golf courses. So now I'll tell you about some of the side gigs that I've done in my lifetime. For most of my working life, I worked at a TV station in Rochester, New York. In high school and college, I started out working at local radio stations, and then by the time I graduated from college, I was ready for a full-time job working as a TV engineer or working in the control room at Channel 10 in Rochester, which started out as a CBS affiliate and then became the NBC affiliate and a big switch with another station in town. So that came to an end when I was 53 years old. And at the age of 53, I really wasn't that sure what I was going to do with myself. I did anticipate years prior to that I might lose my job at some point. So I went back to college, Monroe Community College in Rochester, and got a accounting degree. And my goal was to be a bookkeeper if it ever became necessary. So by the time I did leave my job at the TV station, my position was eliminated, basically, is what happened. I decided I was done with broadcasting and then looked at what I should do with my accounting degree. I gave it a lot of thought and decided that I did not want to work in some corporate office downtown. And I decided to try to start up my own bookkeeping business, but I knew that I needed more stable income to support me, at least through the beginning stages of that. So after much consideration, I decided to become a school bus driver. So I ran both of those for a while, and the bookkeeping job was doing okay, but I also stumbled into something else which was completely unexpected for me. I became a wedding officiant, and I found out that there was a lot of demand in 2014 for wedding officiants. So I learned how to do that, and I made some pretty decent money while I was doing that. My best years, I was making taking in around $6,000 or $7,000 a year, less expenses. Most of that was for advertising, but it went pretty well. And actually, it was just about a month ago that I decided to retire from being a wedding officiant just for personal reasons. I just didn't want to work weekends anymore. And, being a wedding officiant, it does involve quite a few Saturdays, and it's just something. I enjoyed my run with it. I did very well with it, but I felt it was time to move on. Now, what I've also done through the years is I've been an Uber and Lyft driver. That has its pros and cons. Very flexible hours. If you decide you want to work for a few hours, you go out in your car, you turn on the app, and you drive people around, kind of like a taxi service. And then when you're done, you say, okay, I'm done, turn the app off, and you go home. Those are the pros to that job, and you can make some pretty decent money if you know what you're doing. The con to it is the wear and tear on the vehicle. And that's the thing that makes me take a step back from it. These days, I could go out and do it for a few hours if I wanted to, but most of the time I'm not doing it. So that's really when I feel like doing it. The other thing I've done is I've been a drummer. I've been a drummer since age 11, and at various times in my life, I've been in a band where I can make a little bit of money on the side. Truthfully, I've never made as much money as a drummer as I feel I could have, only because I have a limit to how much I want to play out. I enjoy drumming for the fun of it. When I march in parades, I get paid for those parades. We usually get sponsors to pay the band for the parade. And sometimes I take on side solo gigs, doing private events. And then sometimes I am playing with another band or with a group of people where, once in a while we'll play out in a bar, or maybe I'll fill in another band, or we'll have a private gig. So those are some of the things that I've done, and those are some suggestions for you if you're retired and you are looking for some part-time work. Hot Chocolate with Paul is a video log of life experiences that I feel might inspire other people. I'm a minimalist 60-plus geezer in the making. Sometimes my wife Stacy will appear. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can catch new videos whenever they come out.